You know these traditions. White wedding dress, bridesmaids in matching dresses, groomsmen standing with groom, father walking bride, down the aisle, giving her away, wedding veil covering face until ceremony, wedding rings, exchanged vows, bouquet toss, garter toss, carrying bride, over threshold, romantic, traditional, meaningful. This is what we believe. This is modern interpretation. This is not original meaning. Because these traditions started as bride kidnapping, protection, property transfer, ownership rituals, virginity display, sale completion. Not romance, not love, not partnership, but possession, transaction, merchandise. Are you ready to know what your wedding traditions really mean? What they originally symbolized? What history sanitized? Because once you know, your wedding photos will look different. Marriage historically was not about love, was economic, transaction, political alliance, property merger, family connection, wealth transfer. Women were the property being transferred from father to husband. They had no choice, no consent, no voice. They were merchandise, being sold or traded or stolen. Wedding traditions reflect this reality. Start with the groomsmen. Why do grooms have male friends standing with them? Modern answer: support, friendship, honor. Historical answer: kidnapping assistance. In ancient times, especially among Germanic tribes, Goths, Visigoths, Huns, marriage often involved bride capture, literally stealing women from neighboring tribes, villages, families. The groom would select target woman, assemble group of warriors, his groomsmen. They would raid village, fight off defenders, capture woman, drag her away, force marriage. This was normal. This was accepted. This was how marriage happened. The groomsmen were accomplices in kidnapping. Their job: fight off bride's family, protect groom during raid, ensure successful abduction. The best man was literally best warrior, best fighter, most capable of subduing. Resistance. This is origin of groomsmen, of best man, of male. Wedding party. Not friendship, but kidnapping. Crew. Even after. Bride kidnapping. Became less common. Fear remained. Other men might steal bride. Before wedding, during wedding, after wedding. Groomsmen protected against this, stood guard, prevented theft of groom's property. Now bridesmaids. Why do brides have female friends in matching dresses? Modern answer: honor, friendship, support. Historical answer: decoys, confusion tactics against kidnappers. In ancient Rome and medieval Europe, bridesmaids dressed identically to bride. Same dress, same veil, same everything. Why? To confuse evil spirits. Modern explanation says, but real reason was human. Kidnappers, if multiple, women looked identical. Kidnapper couldn't tell which was actual bride, which was decoy. Bridesmaids sacrificed themselves, risked being taken instead, protected bride from abduction. This is why bridesmaids wore matching dresses, not honor, but camouflage. Not friendship, but human shields. Now the white dress. Everyone knows white symbolizes purity, virginity, innocence, right? Wrong. White wedding dress is recent invention. Before 1840, brides wore their best dress, any color, usually practical. Color red, blue, green, brown. Something they could wear again, for church, for events, for life. White was impractical, expensive, hard to clean, showed every stain. Only wealthy could afford pure white fabric. Queen Victoria, married 1840, wore white lace dress to show off wealth of British Empire, to display expensive lace industry, to demonstrate royal extravagance. Not purity, not virginity, but money, power, status. The public copied her. Those who could afford white dress became symbol of wealth, of status, of affording one-time dress. Only later, white became associated with purity, with virginity, with innocence. This association was invented, retroactively, by Victorians who loved symbolism, who rewrote history to match their morality. But original meaning was clear. White dress meant rich, meant status, meant disposable income for impractical dress, nothing about virginity that came later. Now the veil covering face until ceremony, modern interpretation, mystery, anticipation, romantic reveal. Historical reality, hiding merchandise until sale complete in arranged marriages, which was all marriages historically. Groom often never saw bride before wedding. Marriage was negotiated between families, between fathers. Bride had no say. Groom might not want her if he saw her first. Solution: keep her hidden behind veil until vows exchanged, until contract signed, until too late to back out. Veil ensured transaction completed before groom saw merchandise, before he could refuse, before he could escape. In some cultures, especially ancient, Rome, flame-colored veil, flammium, was used to protect bride from evil spirits, but also to hide her face until ceremony complete, until she belonged to husband, until property transfer finished. The lifting of veil was not romantic moment, was ownership moment, was husband finally seeing what he purchased, what he now owned, what he could not return. Wedding rings. Everyone knows these symbolize eternal love, unbroken circle, endless commitment, right? Originally, rings symbolized ownership. The ring was brand, was mark, was collar. Ancient Egyptians started tradition of wedding rings, worn on left hand, fourth finger. They believed vein ran directly from that finger to heart. Vena amoris, vein of love. This was anatomically wrong, but romantic idea persisted. But early rings were not romantic, were ownership, markers. Man gave woman ring, showed she belonged to him, was his property, was taken off market. The ring announced ownership, like brand, on cattle, like collar, on slave, like tag, on property. Woman wore husband's ring, displayed his ownership, warned other. Men, this woman claimed, this woman owned, this woman unavailable. Man wore no ring, because men were not property, were not owned, were not marked. This continued until World War II, when men started wearing wedding bands to remember wives while deployed. Only then did rings become mutual, become equal, become symbol of partnership, not ownership, giving away the bride. Father walks daughter down aisle, hands her to groom. Everyone cries. Beautiful moment, right? This is literal property transfer. Father owned daughter, under law, under custom, under religion. She was his property, until marriage, when she became husband's property. She never owned herself, never had rights over own body, own choices, own life. The walk down aisle was transfer of ownership. Father delivering merchandise to buyer. The phrase, "Who gives this woman to be married," was legal. Question: Who transfers ownership? Father answered, "I do," and handed over his property, his daughter, his former responsibility to new owner, new master, new husband. This was not metaphor, was legal reality. In most cultures, until recent centuries, women were property, first of father, then of husband. The wedding was transfer ceremony. The walk down aisle was delivery. The giving away was sale, completion. Even threshold, carrying romantic tradition. Husband carries wife over threshold of new home. Why? Because bride was often unwilling, was forced, was kidnapped, or sold against will. Carrying her over threshold ensured she entered house, even if resisting, even if struggling, even if unwilling. Also showed husband's strength, his ability to control wife, to force her, if needed, to overpower resistance. This was not romance, was dominance, display, was ownership, demonstration, was warning of physical control. The bouquet, toss. Modern version. Single women, catch bouquet, next to, marry. Fun tradition. Historical version. Mob attacking bride for fabric, pieces. In medieval Europe, wedding guests believed bride's dress brought luck, fertility, fortune. They would mob her after ceremony, tear pieces of dress off her body, for luck, for charms, for blessings. Bride would be stripped nearly naked by grabbing hands of guests to prevent this. Bride started throwing bouquet as distraction while she escaped. The toss was not fun game, was survival tactic, was avoiding assault by guests who believed her clothing magical. The garter toss, even worse in medieval times. Guests believed stockings from bride's leg brought even greater luck. Men would chase bride to bedroom, try to remove stockings from her legs while she prepared for wedding night. This was essentially sanctioned assault, sexual harassment, no violence against bride. To prevent this, groom started removing garter himself, throwing it to men, to stop them from chasing wife, from entering bedroom, from assaulting her. The toss was protection from mob of drunk men who felt entitled to bride's body, to pieces of her clothing, to violating her space. Even honeymoon has dark origin. Word comes from mead, honey wine, in ancient times. Bride's father would provide months' supply of mead for newlyweds. Why? To ensure pregnancy. Alcohol lowered inhibitions, made consummation easier, especially if bride unwilling, child was terrified. The mead got her drunk, made rape easier, made resistance harder, made consummation more likely. This was honeymoon, getting bride drunk for month to ensure pregnancy, to complete marriage, to seal transaction. These traditions all started in cultures where women were property, where marriage was sale, where consent didn't exist, where love wasn't factor. Modern weddings. Keep traditions, strip away. Original meanings, reinterpret as romance, as love, as choice. This is not wrong. Traditions evolve, meanings change, symbols transform. Modern bride is not property. Modern marriage is partnership. Modern traditions mean different things, but knowing history matters. Understanding origins matters. Recognizing where we came from matters. Not to abandon traditions, not to shame brides, not to ruin weddings, but to appreciate how far we've come, how much changed, how different marriage is. Now, today, bride chooses groom, groom chooses bride. Both consent, both agree, both want this. Bridesmaids are friends, not decoys. Groomsmen are friends, not kidnappers. White dress is choice, not requirement. Veil is option, not hiding. Ring is mutual, not ownership. Giving away is symbolic, not literal. Threshold carrying is playful, not forceful. These traditions now mean what we want them to mean. Romance, love, partnership, commitment, choice. But history reminds us this wasn't always so. Reminds us women fought for rights, for choice, for equality in marriage. Reminds us, don't take modern freedoms for granted. Don't forget what marriage used to be, what women endured, what they overcame. Next wedding you attend, watch traditions, remember origins, appreciate transformation, celebrate how far we've come, from property to partner, from transaction to choice, from ownership to love. This is progress. This is victory. This is why history matters.